CORC, Creators of Reality Collective.
Welcome to CORC, the Creators of Reality Collective. With me, Daniel Mac Sweeney. I am one of the co-founders of Monsterkong Marketing. We're a global agency that pretty much do anything online. We help with funnels, websites. We help with growth across all social media platforms, advertising. We do Instagram DMs. We do SEO on YouTube and on Google. We can do anything you need or want. So what is the Creators of Reality Collective? We are a group of entrepreneurs, travel bloggers, and YouTubers that like to share our content to a global audience. We come from across the whole world. Some of us are based internationally. We travel everywhere. Some of our home bases at the moment would be Ireland, Poland, Florida, US, Bali, Australia, Canada, Mexico, and so on. We have people all around the world that share their content here with the Creators of Reality Collective. So a bit about myself. My name is Daniel Mac Sweeney. Like I said, I come from a place called Killarney in County Kerry, Ireland. I am an entrepreneur. I run a business with my business partner, Alexander James Jensen. It's called Monsterkong Marketing. I also have a YouTube channel where I like to share my thoughts, my ideas, my business ideas, etc., etc. I just share what's in my head. I just like to share to the population, to anyone that likes to listen or wants to listen. I don't care if you don't like it. I don't care if you love it. It's as long as I'm getting it out of my head. Some people might like me, some people might hate me, because I like to speak my mind. I have my goals that I've set, and I aim for them. Anyone gets in my way, I plow them down, but in a nice way. I'm not that cruel. I'm very competitive. I love life. I love what I do. I love the people around me, my friends, my family. I'm very particular who I'm friends with. I am, believe it or not, quite shy, and I am very much of an introvert. I don't really like people, and that's just being honest. I like to stay away from people, but when I'm around people, I can be very nice, and I love to actually have a conversation. But I like my own company, is what I'm trying to say. I love to spend time with myself and my family, because that's what's really important to me. And as an entrepreneur and as a business person, this is the sort of stuff that I love. I love to keep myself busy. I love my mind working. I love to think, come up with ideas and solve problems. I love to have a conversation as long as it's a good conversation, as long as it's not as long as it's not an argument. I know in my family, growing up, and my immediate family, we give out a lot, which is great, but we don't fight. It's just giving out. But when we're doing it, and we've discussed this as well, when we have a conversation together, we actually give out, but while we're giving out, we're problem solving, we're coming up with ideas, and by the end of it, the problem is solved, and that's the end of the conversation. So it's actually amazing how that worked into my favor as I became, an entrepreneur and a business person and running my own company along with Alexander, because I can solve problems fast, I can see the problems fast, and I can argue my way out of it very quickly. So that's a little bit about me. I can't wait to share a bit more here on the Creators of the Creators of Reality Collective. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey everyone, it's Rhonda Swan. I'm actually here in Bali, Indonesia for the Creators of Reality Collective show. So I am an expert in branding. I run a PR and branding firm called the Unstoppable Branding Agency. We've been in business for over 15 years. We help our clients create a sexy brand and turn it into a profit-making machine using PR and media. So we help our clients not only clarify their brand message, but to get it out there into the mass media through high levels of PR, like top tier PR, Forbes magazine, Success, Money, Inc., you name it, because credibility is everything. So I want to give everyone a couple tips here. We're actually, like you see my production manager, Nellica's back there. We're filming one of my shows, which is called the Help Me Rhonda Show, where I talk about and interview brands. But this is one of the biggest topics that's happening right now. People are asking, how, Rhonda? How do I build my brand now during this time? And one of the most powerful ways for people to start thinking about the way they're going to build their brand is asking themselves, am I floating in the Red Sea or am I floating in the Blue Sea? Now that may sound a little bit crazy, but I want you to think this way. What do I mean by that? The Red Sea is where everyone is at. In fact, GoDaddy just announced that within 3 months, 1 million domains were bought. 1 million domains. So what does that mean? That means more and more people are moving online, right? Changes happen. The old normal is completely dead. So we have to start thinking, how do I get myself out of the Red Sea? You see, because the Blue Sea is where you're competition irrelevant, where you are on your own, have a unique brand, you're known for what you do in such a unique way that you really don't even consider the competition because you've got something that no one else has. So that's why I ask you, are you in the Red Sea or are you in the Blue Sea? So let me give you a few tips of actually how to get yourself out of the Red Sea, because that's where everyone's playing. If you imagine, let's say you're a coach or you're a consultant, maybe you're an influencer. You could be potentially right now competing with everyone else's marketing message. So in order to get yourself out and to get seen as the expert, there's a few things that you need to do. Back in the day, SEO came out, right? And SEO had been around for a long time. And marketers kind of ignored SEO because we're like, I want to run ads. I can get instant gratification. Click on a link, buy now, right? However, things have changed. And SEO is becoming the new black. And let me show you what I mean though. SEO with PR is becoming the new black, I should say. What I mean by that is this, is when someone, think about what happens when you are meeting someone or you're even looking to go to a restaurant. What are you doing? You're actually Googling their name. You're Googling the restaurant. This is what's happening. And if you right now have not started to Google index your name, SEO, Google indexing, meaning you've either got publications or you're writing content that has your name, that identifies you as an expert, keywords that are pulling up that you want to rank for, you will be then overlooked. So that means you need to start focusing on SEO, Google indexing your name. How do you do that though? Most people are asking. Well, you need to start not only publishing yourself in articles, whether it's on your blog, really focusing on your name, your keywords that you want to rank for, and increasing the DR of your website, the domain rating of your website. That's actually how Google measures the quality of your website, right? So the higher DR that you have, the higher credibility you've got. So now, let's talk about juicing that up and adding PR to the mix. That means now if you start writing your own content, to be now published in top tier publications like Forbes magazine, Inc magazine, this is now where your credibility booster is happening. Imagine someone Googles your name. They look and immediately what pulls up? You've been published in Forbes. You're a contributor, an expert in this certain space. This is how now people are starting to look at your credibility stamp. Now let's take it even a bit further. What if you Google your name and you look on the right-hand side? What do you see? Do you see what's called a knowledge panel where your name is showcased, where your brand, your bio, your websites, your social, Wikipedia, maybe books shows up? If you don't have a knowledge panel right now and your name is not Google indexed, you will be overlooked. You will be floating in the Red Sea. Now, in order to get yourself floating in the Blue Sea, you need to have those specific things. And how do we create knowledge panels? Well, you start with getting yourself Google Index, starting writing, publishing in tier 2 publications. They don't have as high a volume as a tier 1 does. However, they're niched and they're credible and they're Google indexed. There's a lot of garbage out there when it comes to PR, so you've got to make sure that any of these publications you're getting in are Google indexed. And what happens is Google starts to recognize your content and they start to pull and grab that content for you, and that's how the knowledge panel is created. You can claim your own knowledge panel. However, it's quite difficult to do. So most people, that's why they come to us, to make sure we're getting them published properly. We're getting them their name Google index. We're creating their knowledge panel, and we're helping create and reposition them as the expert in their niche. This is where the juice is at, everyone. And this is what we're doing today. I'm interviewing some of these clients that had no position whatsoever online. And now you pull their name up, boom, they got threads of articles that are being talked about them. They've got their knowledge panel being pulled up. They're now getting themselves verified. Like, this is some of the juiciest stuff right now, and how you're gonna start going from Red Sea to Blue Sea overnight. All right, so that's what I'm doing today. My show's getting set up. My production team is getting ready. You guys get to see my office over here. And it's a juicy day, but it's a fun day here at the Unstoppable Branding Agency. And you guys can keep watching too, because we're gonna have, I have my Help Me Rhonda show that you can watch right here on my channel. And thanks so much for, the collective and the creative zone that we've got here. All these people are giving us such juicy information. But I'm going to leave everyone with this. If you're going to create a brand, create a sexy brand. And if you're going to be anything, be unstoppable. We'll see you guys next time.
Hi, it's Joe Ingram from the War Games Group. I wanted to jump on really quick today and just throw out some numbers that will hopefully help you to plan out the rest of your week and how you can get after your prospects and your clients to make sure that you can make a connection. So people often say sales is a numbers game. And I always reply back with, sales is a numbers game until you become educated, because it's not about the volume. It's about your conversion. It's about improving yourself and in doing things correctly that will get you a better result and convert people more. For example, you dial 100 outbound dials to people that you aren't saved in their phone. Okay, so let's call it cold calling, let's call it database calling, whatever it is, you're calling out to these individuals. Now, when you reach out to those individuals, 100 dials will get you 17 people to talk to. 17. Okay, so it's a 17% answer rate for an unknown number in somebody's phone. So if somebody sees that phone, stop and ask yourself, if you see unknown number come up, right, or scam likely, those things stop you from answering your telephone. I have a RoboBlock app on my phone. This RoboBlock app stops people and automatically pushes them over. If I hit block, they're going to hear do, do, do. The number you dialed has been disconnected. So I can add these people to that so that they end up hearing the same thing all the time, thinking my number's disconnected, when in fact it is not. It's just only the people that I want to get to me can get to me. So looking at that, what I want you guys to realize as well is 93% of all text messages are read within 5 minutes. Now, 93% of a read. So that doesn't mean they're going to reply to you. It doesn't mean they're going to reply back yes or stop or anything else. It just means that 93% of the people are going to see that text message. So send a text message first from your phone. So you're going to send out a real quick and easy message. Hi, it's Joe over at ABC Company, right? Is it okay if we text today? Just a simple yes or no question. You send that over to them. Wait about 30 seconds and dial them. You know what pops up on the phone? It says, maybe Joe. Now you're looking at a 41% contact rate. 41%. So make sure that whatever number is you're texting from, if you're texting from a CRM or something else, if you send out that message, I need you to make sure the outbound caller ID of what you're calling from matches that number, so that it then can come up with maybe and your name. So hopefully that helps, and let's go out and sell something. Thanks.
I am Bryan Swan, Unstoppable Branding Agency, and also the founder of Unstoppable Beard. And I want to share this little segment with all of you guys on how to have a family business and not kill each other. That's right. So just a little background story on myself and our journey. We've been in the online world for about 15 years. I was a robotics engineer in the corporate world before that for nearly a decade. And back in 2005, my wife, she wanted to have a family, not put our kids through daycare. She got started in an online business doing affiliate marketing. She retired me from my corporate job. We were crushing it. We invested heavily in real estate. Everything was going up. And in 07, 08, everything dropped out. And here's the thing I want to share with you. At your lowest points in your life, the greatest things can possibly happen. And there might be some very low points in your lives right now. We're 1 year into this pandemic with things closing down and regular restaurants, brick and mortar businesses being collapsed. And if you're not changing with the times, you will be irrelevant. So I want to share this with you on if you have a spouse, a partner, are you working together? You have a family. So just check this out. We have a unstoppable branding agency for the past 10 years. We're focusing on PR. I started up my beard company, Unstoppable Beard. My daughter, she's 13. She's had a eco-friendly fashion brand since the age of like 9 years old. But the thing is, in order to be able to be harmonious and work together, you have to have your own roles and not do every single thing yourself. So in order to not kill yourself, there's a very key ingredient. The one thing is, have you ever heard of got to put your oxygen mask on first? This is one of the biggest things. And every single morning, I have a morning routine where I'm taking care of myself. First and foremost, you have to be selfish, but in a good way. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, then how are you supposed to take care of anyone else? And I do this before business, but I want to give you this little formula. It's a 4-step process. I'm a big time surfer. I'm here in Uluwatu, Bali, Indonesia. And I created a framework so everyone can kind of tick off the boxes as you go. So since I'm a surfer, the acronym for it is SURF, surf. And what it stands for is set up your day for success. The U is uncover, discover, and declare. The R is revenue generating activities, and the F is family and fun. So let me set up for what the day for success is. I have a morning routine to where when I wake up, and I don't have to think about it. This is the thing, is like, you don't wake up and you're like, what am I going to do today? You already know what you're going to do to start off to have your maximum performance. So the thing is, what I personally do, this is me. I get up, I meditate, I go for a walk. If the surf is good, I go for a surf. If I don't, I do a workout, yoga, something. But I'm getting my blood rate up so I can start thinking. You got to get your blood moving before you can get your brain moving. After that, or while I'm doing exercise or going for a walk, the U is uncover, discover, and declare. So I'm listening to an audiobooks or podcast that I've already know that I'm going to be listening to, and I take a certain nugget from there and apply it. So it's not just listening to audiobooks and being this person that listens to everything, but it's actually taking that and applying it into your business that day. And one of the things that I do pretty much every single day is then I do a Facebook Live or an Instagram Live, and then I cut up that content, and then it goes to my YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, goes to my podcast. But I am having that set to where I'm declaring it. That's what the declare is. I'm teaching it, because then you can not only apply that, then I apply it into my beard business. I applied it to our branding agency. Also, I help out my daughter Hanalei with her fashion brand, but I'm using that technique. I'm not only teaching it, but then I'm using it right away. The R is revenue generating activities. Now that's part of a little bit of the revenue generating activities, but you have to think, what are revenue generating activities? That is your marketing, collecting leads, closing sales. If you're not doing any of those things and you're just busy all day, I'm like, oh, I'm super busy. If you're not bringing cash flow into your business, you're going to be dead in the water. There's nothing worse than being in a financial struggle. So you have to do revenue generating activities, and I keep it all the way until noon just on revenue generating activities. After that, then I take care of my other things, but I have a checklist of 3 things that I want to accomplish before I hit the noon, and those are what's bringing in the dough. The F around 5 o'clock, it's family and fun. So that's a time to where if you're not enjoying what you're doing and you're not being with your partner and your kids, then why are we doing it in the first place? Now that the world is shut down, this is the time that you better be focusing on not only working with yourself, but also establishing the relationship and making it stronger with your partner, your kids, and your co-workers and everyone. But it's family and fun. And so these are the steps to take if you don't want to kill your family members in a good way and have a coexisting business with all of them. Anyway, over and out from Bali, Indonesia. As always, be unstoppable.
CORC. Creators of Reality Collective.